Well, hello, my students. Oh, we're putzing right along. Less than 20 days to go, and then you get summer, 'cause you need some time off from all this time off. Ha 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 ha. Just trying to be funny. I hope everyone's feeling okay. Now, notice if you're having problems, don't be afraid to email me. You know, everyone has problems and we all need help. Don't just not do anything and then get zeros. But anyways, life is pretty good. I had about 6 people not turn in the quiz. I sent you emails, so hopefully you'll do it today, but I will take points off. You did have to show work. Now, I gave you 2 little problems to do for homework. We'll make this due Tuesday. Then the homework I give today will also be due Tuesday. So that way you can have the weekend off if you want it, or you can do the homework over the weekend and you just have a little homework on Monday. I'll get a little bit more homework with something else on Monday. But we're putzing along. I thought I'd give you a little break. Probably 2 videos today just because it's hard to talk in 8 minutes. But no homework assigned. It'll be due Tuesday. So these 2 problems, graph, and then the 4 more today, but it won't be due till Tuesday. Now this is what we worked on yesterday. It's called an amplitude change when you change the number in front of the trig function. So now I try to explain that whatever your 1 and -1 is, that defines your 180, because 180 has to be 3 times that. Now just approximate. So you break it up, 90, 180, 270. Now for a quiz or test, whatever you want to call it, if you want to keep the 2 basic graphs next to you, I'll be okay with that, because I won't be at your house. Sine goes 0, 90, back to 0 at 180, then -1, and then 0. So 0, 1, that's the major and minor points, or max and min points would be a better way to say it. Then cosine starts at 1, and that's 1 cycle or 1 period, that's what we're talking about today. So sine, we have this. I'm going to take every major point and multiply it by -3. So it starts at 0. 0 times -3 is 0. Then it goes to 1, but 1 times -3 is -3. Then 0. Then -1 times -3 is 3. And then 0. Then we just connect the curve. Now this is just 1 period, 1 section of it. It goes on forever. Boy, that is not perfect. I don't know why I always make that bigger. But this goes on forever. This is just 1 section, or it just shows you what happens, and it just keeps going every 90 degrees. Now on the quiz yesterday, the second type problems were quadrantal angles. Their terminal side is on an axis. So what you have to do, and this is what I was looking for, is you find an ordered pair. So that's 0, 1 is on this axis. And we make it 0, 1, so then therefore r is 1. Now r should always be lowercase. Some of you used uppercase. Not upset, but it should be lowercase. Sine is y over r, so it'd be 1 divided by 1. Now we can do that because you're going in one direction, either straight up, straight left, straight up, right, down. So you can pick a point. Now this is when you have to use a reference angle. So I draw it. I like to draw it. So here's 240. Now first we have to determine, is it positive or is it negative? Well, cosine's x over r is always positive. This x is negative, so negative divided by positive means cosine is going to be negative. And the reference angle is always made with the terminal side and closest x-axis. I don't know why people want to use the y. It's never the y. And I had 4 people do that on the test, very common, but it's always the closest x. So if this is 180 and this is 240, how many degrees here? That would be 60. So that seemed to be the only one people made a dumb mistake with. And if you look in your chart, cosine of 60 is a half. Now, today we're going to change this number, the number in front of your x, the angle. So what that says, what this says, so this stretches it up and down, or it squishes it towards the x-axis, your amplitude. So stretches it, wee, or squishes it, whoa. This one actually says how many hills and valleys do you want, or a cycle, or period it's called. Period is how long does it take till something repeats. Do you want between the 0 and 360? That's really what that says. So this 2 says I want 2 complete hills and valleys. So the first thing we do is we find our period. Period is the formula 360 divided by B. And this is B. So now our general formula is y equals A sine BX. So this period is going to be 360 divided by 2, which is 180. So that means every 180 degrees I have a hill and a valley. So, now, if it says graph 1 period, I only have to graph between 0 and a 180. Now, to keep it in the right form, like a model, a car model, if you notice, every fourth the distance, something important happens. 1/4 of 360 is 90. 2/4 is 1/2, that's 180. So what you want is from 0 to 180, every fourth something important has to happen. And 1/4 of 180 is 45. So instead of going 90 degrees each time, I'm going to go 45. But my 1 still determines how long my 180 is. 180 is 3 times that. So 1, 2, 3, that's about 180. So that would be 90, 45, and then 90 plus 45 is 135. And remember, sine goes 0, 1, 0. Something just fell. -1, 0. Whee! Now, if the teacher said, and in junior year they usually do this, I usually just say graph 1 period, so we'd be good. But if they said, hey, graph between 0 and 360, just keep going. This would be 225, 270, 315, and then 360 every 45. So I like to do the max and mins for not the best drawing in the world, but that's okay. So we will have a video number 2, and then again, homework's not due until Tuesday, and I'll show you that at the end of the next video.